Well, we all know April 15th is the deadline to have your taxes into the IRS.
But if you have a little stash of extra cash, you still have time to make some wise money moves. And joining us now in the studio is Ernest Burley from Burley Insurance and Financial Services. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, why don't we start? Tell us a little bit about if you have some extra cash. Not everybody does these days, but if you do, what should you do with it?
Well, if you have some extra cash, I always recommend clients take a look at their emergency savings. So if you don't have at least 12 months of your expenses in cash, I recommend putting that extra cash in your emergency savings for when an emergency occurs, not if. And if you're a football player, I recommend 24 months or a retiree also. I give like an extra year of cash for that.
You said if you're a football player?
Yeah, athletes, because they don't have guaranteed contracts all the time. So I get a little bit more cushion for them. And also retirees, the same thing. If the market is down, ideally pull from the cash instead of, depressed assets.
And any other places you would recommend putting your money?
Well, right now is a great time to double up on an IRA. And by that, I mean, you can still contribute for 2023 up until April the 15th, the tax filing deadline. So if you're 50 or older, you can put away the amount for last year, which was $7,500, yes, and $8,000 for this year. So you can put away $15,500 into your IRA like right now, before April the 15th though.
And are there any types of IRAs you would recommend?
Well, I'm partial to the Roth IRA. If you meet the income qualifications, which means you have to have earned income, that's one. And the second thing is you can't earn too much income. So if you're not above the income limits, then the Roth IRA is the way I would go.
And can you explain the differences between a Roth IRA and a traditional?
Well, the Roth IRA, the reason why I like that one is because the tax break is on the back end. Mm-hmm. So any gains that you earn within a Roth IRA are tax-free to you as long as you hold it 5 years and until age 59 and a half. Versus a traditional IRA, those are great. I'm not knocking traditional 401k, what have you, but you will be taxed on every nickel you put into those plans. They're tax-deferred growth, not tax-free growth. So that's why I like the Roth IRA better.
And does it make a difference what your age is? Because I would think that as you're aging, the Roth IRA may not be quite as appealing.
Well, I mean, that's a yes and a no. So they're great for all ages, but the younger you are, the better, of course, because, I mean, I like the tax-free component of it, but the more time you have to build compound interest, the better it is for you, of course, yeah.
And can you talk about how it is moving money from like one account to a Roth IRA?
Right, so as long as after-tax money, it has to be after-tax because money going into a Roth IRA has to be after-tax. So if you have a brokerage account, extra money in the bank, you can move that money into your Roth IRA and fund it that way. And I have some clients, they have these little play accounts, and I'm like, is the play account in an IRA? And they're like, no, well, put it in a tax-qualified plan so you don't get a 1099 and have to pay taxes on interest and dividends and any realized capital gains.
So is there a penalty to take that money out of the Roth IRA early, and what is it?
Well, that's a yes or no answer there too. So the no part is the principal, the money that you put into a Roth IRA is after-tax money anyway. So you can pull that money out without any consequence. But if you go into the gains and you have not held it 5 years and until age 59 and a half, then you're going to pay ordinary income taxes on it and a 10% penalty. So just tap the principal if needed, not the gains until after 5 years and 59 and a half.
So if you're young like Atira and you put in $5,000 and you wait until you're 60, you can take whatever your principal out is prior to 60, but after 60 you substitute.
Right, 59 and a half. Well, she put in 5,000, that's her principal. That's the most you can get out before then without being penalized because that's after-tax money anyway. But any gain, say the 5,000 grew to $50,000. If she taps into that additional 45,000, then she's going to have a taxable situation plus a penalty for doing it. So wait until 59 and a half.
And can you contribute to multiple different retirement accounts at the same time?
Yes, you can. So you can also have a 401k, 403b, whatever your workplace has for you. You can contribute to those. You can max those plans out, as a matter of fact, and still max out the Roth IRA as long as you are not over the income limits for the Roth IRA.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Some great information there for us, and I'm sure a lot of people will be using it. Well, we just want to mention that Burley Insurance and Financial Services has no affiliation with the Next Financial Group, and individuals should contact their own financial professionals and attorneys to help answer questions about specific situations or needs. prior to taking any action based on this information.